Hey everyone, I'm NATO King, and last time on Warrior Within, we made our way back to the throne room antechamber. And there's something sitting in the middle of that ring of symbols there. Looks like a sword, and in fact, it's the most powerful sword in the game. I'm not going to be getting it. Not because I don't want it, but because it changes the ending. And this lever opens and closes the door, but only from this side. I believe the implication is that this is how the prince left the throne room in the first place, and they just didn't bother to show it for whatever reason. Face full of blades. Guess I gotta wait for another cycle or two. Dum-dee-dum. This is fun. And I guess that would have worked too. Anyway, this is just a short little hallway that they put in here, and probably originally intended for you to go through on your way out of the throne room, and then...
The sands of time. After all I've done to be rid of them, still they haunt me. Even if I am to find the mask of the Wraith, fate will find a way to reclaim me. I will only be given a second chance to fail. I'm overlooking something. I must think this through. This wall, it looks similar to the ones I saw on my way back from the prison. It worked earlier.
Yeah, I don't really follow the logic here. I must get back to the throne room. Why did I get back to the throne room? Oh, hey, this wall is cracked. I figured I'd look around just to show you all this stuff that was here while I was fighting Kylina, and I just never took advantage of it. And of course, the door I originally came in is closed and firmly locked. With a lever. Nothing moves levers. And back here, another sand portal.
What if Kylina didn't die in the past, but in the present? The sands would be created, but the Maharaja would fail to find them. They'd never be brought to his palace, and I would never release them. The Dahaka will have no business with me. My goal is clear then. Use the mask to force Kylina into the present where I can kill her. It's simple. Or sounds simple.
And indeed, now he's got a plan. And we've also got a sand portal to activate. And this is one that you really, really want to be careful with. I believe it's possible to activate that portal, or rather step into it, without hitting the buttons. And you'll still be transported. You just won't be completing the game. Yet another thing that causes problems later. But it's definitely active now. And we have all the sand tanks. 6 of them. Still somewhere in the neighborhood of half what you got in Sands of Time. But that was Sands of Time. It was about the Sands of Time. That's why they gave you so much Sands of Time. This game's different. So let's see what kind of enemies we gotta fight here. These are dogs that don't explode. Which I think makes them a little harder because they're not gonna self-destruct. And there I just used up 2 sand tanks without even getting off Winds of Fate. There. That's the big ultimate power that costs 2 sand tanks to use. It does nothing. Completely useless. I don't wager you'll be seeing it again. Like I said before, if I've got 2 sand tanks that I want to use up to take care of some enemies, Ravages of Time. That guy's just waiting for me. That was pretty dumb. And they got these grooves on the wall showing you where to go, which is actually really handy, and one of the few things I liked about Prince 2008. I mean, they didn't really give you a whole lot of freedom, so it sort of helped that they told you exactly what you were supposed to do. And we just head down one more hallway to a rather ominous-looking area. But first, I gotta get across this gap, and I don't think I can wall run on either side. Not that I'd want to. And this is kind of a boring climb, but doesn't take too long. And now, this can't possibly be foreshadowing or anything like that. Looks like a good place for a fight, but nothing to tax me. There we go. Now I got a whole bunch of enemies to deal with. And unfortunately, I can never convince the prince to just attack the one that he's been attacking. Like, oh, there's another one nearby that's got a ton more health. I'd better attack that one first. And these things take forever to kill. If you can get the water sword before this point, it's a good idea to do it, because it makes most of these fights much easier. But that is the main reason that I went with normal difficulty instead of hard. And now I just gotta make my way to this guy because I am not throwing away the hockey stick. Not without something really good to replace it. And right now, I think I would be getting a throwing dagger. I don't think I really want a throwing dagger. I'm gonna take out more dogs. It's a good thing that I'm a cat person, because otherwise, this might really bother me. Alright, almost done. Kinda wish I could use, say, Ravages of Time, but I haven't fought anything that gives me sand in ages. And I wasted 4 sand tanks trying to show you guys Winds of Fate once. There we go. At least I still take out those guys in one hit. No sand refills, so just gotta move on. Good news is, we got a save fountain, very conveniently located, and just off to the left, you'll see something that looks ominous. But makes me very happy. I assume that mannequin's gotta be wearing some kind of, I don't know, facial accoutrement? Maybe a disguise item of some kind that has something to do with spectral entities. Alright, now here's a move that, based on my previous plays, I definitely want to use more of. I like that. That is working. And now I'm kind of far from the wall to try it again. But they're all dead, and I finally get a couple sand refills. All of them. For once, I get sand refills from every one of the pots. No complaints. And now a scene that reminds me a lot of the prison from Sands of Time. Except this time it looks like I'm climbing up. And I know that my goal is not at the bottom. but rather somewhere off to the side. What did that switch do? Oh, there it is. It made that platform come out. And it goes back in. I knew it was timed. I wasted way too much. Let's try doing this a bit faster. Yeah, I so had that. Okay, I give up. We're going back and just hitting the button again. And jumping is a much faster way of crossing narrow beams than walking. You just gotta make sure you've got enough room to do it. And that switch is a long way away. But I made it. Now I think I kinda have to walk. They gotta give you time for this one. They just have to. Well, it was sufficient. And that I love. That I don't. It's never clear whether you need to jump or not until you've died. But I love that angled wall earlier. I don't remember whether they had any walls like that in Sands of Time or not. I know there were a couple where you were climbing on narrow ledges around oddly angled corners. There are probably some wall runs on the inside of tilted walls like that, but I think this is the only game that's ever had you jump to a wall and then jump off at a different angle. I've already been over there, so through the cracked wall it is. Seeing more and more of those things. Still not much of an obstacle, but I guess they work. And right back to that room where I was before, except a bit higher up. Yes, I gotta climb across the top here. Another view of the Mask of the Wraith in the background through that door. I'm getting there, little by little. They just always make it take the long way around. That's what makes it so much fun. And was that something down there? That is not safety. That is death. Let us not go there. That's the safe way down. And this time, I make the right choice.
I died. The mask is part of me now, and if the Maharaja's tale is true, it will remain this way until my other self perishes. Only then can I remove the mask.
So, indeed, the prince was the Sand Wraith the whole time. And in case the description at the bottom doesn't make it very clear, in the form of the Sand Wraith, your sand tanks automatically refill, but your health drains slowly. So, you want to use sand a lot while you're fighting. By which I mean, you want to use the Ravages of Time a lot when you're fighting, because anything else is just a waste. A waste of all your infinite sand. Oh, I'm surrounded by enemies. Yeah, I guess I can't use Ravages of Time while I'm on the ground, can I? Oh well, by the time the Eye of the Storm wears off, I've already almost recovered the sand that I used for it. Alright, now that they're taking... Oh. Why? I don't have to fight so many of these things. All I really got to do, I guess, is get over to that wall and get out of here. Okay, that wasn't quite right. Guess I gotta jump to that pole there. No. Okay, must fight dogs. They'll stop coming eventually. I think they're just here to make me lose a lot of health. I don't think I took many hits, but that's the way out of here. And another nicely angled wall. They don't really do much with that in this game, but the couple times they use it are really neat, and I miss that mechanic in later games. Hey, look, barely functioning traps. And in some cases the game is just begging you to go ahead and use Eye of the Storm to slow down the traps. Not usually a whole lot of need for it. At least not this early on. There will definitely be times when I'll have to use it. Here you've only got one wheel that's actually working. If they're both working, say, in the past, before all this machinery got run down, it will be a lot tougher to get through. Nice blade trap, conveniently moving away from the sand portal room. And here we have the final portal in the game. Yeah, I know the trick. It's never the button directly across from it. Yeah, what do you know? It looks like it's the button directly across from it. The final sand portal, and they're still making me waste time running around. Alright, wait until the sand appears, just in case. And get the final sand power. Cyclone of Fate, even stronger than Wind of Fate, even more expensive, even less useful. I don't know, I think there are some people that swear by it. I'm not one of them.
Up until now, I have allowed the Dahaka to control me, to fill me with fear. Fear of my capture, my destruction, the loss of my family and friends. Now the creature fills me with rage. I will destroy Kailina in the present, and I will be free.
Thank you, Prince. That was a nice recap. But I'm not braving a trap-filled corridor just yet, especially not on half health. I'm going to recharge and see you guys next time.